This project has been one of my most reliable money makers for years. But recently I was searching on Google for some new projects and I came across something that really caught my eye. See, I've always made this project with 4 sides, but it turns out, according to the photo I saw, you can get away with just doing 2 sides. So today I'm going to make that version of the project, and when I'm done with that one, I'll do a second one with my own spin on it. Then we'll post the 2 of them for sale online and see if either of them sell. Let's get started. So one thing this project does call for is live edge wood. But I don't have any live edge. I do have these old 1x12 inch boards laying around, and I figured I could just hit them with an axe on the end and split them right down the middle, and it'll kind of give that live edge effect. You could also use a jigsaw to just cut these down the middle and give them the same feel. I just felt like if I split it with an axe, it would kind of match the grain pattern a little better than if I used a jigsaw and tried to fake it. And with my fake live edge all set, I brought this into my table saw and I installed a dado stack. A dado stack is just a way to remove large amounts of wood all at once with your table saw. These boards are about 3/4 inches thick, so I set the height of my blade to about 1/2 inch. Then I could move my fence over and ride the straight edge of my board along the fence, removing a little bit of material on the opposite end. When that was done, I just slid my fence over a little bit more and repeated this process until I removed as much as you can see right here. So the version of this project that I'm making right now, I have seen done a bunch of times without any backboard on it. That felt unsafe to me, so I'm just gonna lower my blade another 1/4 inch and move my fence over a little bit, running it through so I could get kind of like a step. This will all make sense in a few minutes. Alright, so here comes the thing that you can get off the side of the road, and I'm telling you, I have gotten dozens of these off the side of the road, and this is one of my go-to projects when I need to make a quick buck. I have been making and selling woodworking projects for over a decade now, and mirrors, that's right, mirrors, are one of my best sellers. We're going to be attaching this mirror to these live edge pieces in just a minute, but before we do that, I need to sand and seal this wood. Using my angle grinder with a 60 grit sandpaper, I could remove all of the rough material and then step up all the way to 600 actually. I've been making my way all the way up to 600 grit sandpaper for some reason lately. It just has this extra soft touch when you're done. It came with a random pack I bought and I was like, that's real nice. And one more thing before I attach my mirror, polyurethane. You don't want to try to polyurethane something once it's already attached to a mirror, because you're probably just going to get poly all over your mirror, and that's going to look like crap, and trying to remove it is a pain in the ass. So do that first. So as you can see, this one board broke in half when I was splitting this board down the middle, which is not going to be a big deal because we are going to glue this wood directly to this mirror. And to do that, I bought this heavy-duty PL glue. Like I was saying earlier, I've seen a bunch of people online just using glue to attach this wood to the mirror and then hanging it right from that. I don't know why, but to me that just felt really unsafe, so I decided I would cut that little 1/8 inch step, and then I could cut a piece of 1/8 inch plywood to sit into there, glue it to the wood, brad nail it to the wood, and glue that directly to the back of the mirror. I just feel like this gave everything a lot more support, and if it ever happened to fall off the wall, it wouldn't shatter and explode into a million pieces. So there we go. With all that done, I just put these little hooks on the back, and just like that we have our first mirror all set. But before I show you the big reveal, let's move on to the second one. While I was building this, I had some ideas and wanted to try my own version. So to do that, I started the same way that I started the last one. I split this long board right down the middle to create a live edge effect. And with that done, I brought it right into my table saw to repeat the same exact process that I did on the last mirror. Now with this one, I don't need to do that little step up because this one is actually going to have all 4 sides. I was a little confused when I was making this because I cut all my 45s, and when I went to line everything up, because of the live edge, it was kind of throwing me off. What I realized is the outside edge of your frame needs to be the same exact width all the way around, and then the inside edge, that's the live edge, that doesn't really actually matter what width it is because it's going to change throughout the whole entire thing because it, it's got that wavy live edge. So I set mine to 2 or 2.5 inches, whatever you see on the screen right now. With that done, I cut all my 45s on the corners. And with that done, I lined up all of my corners and I could mark them where they were going to meet. I wanted where the corners meet to look like they flow together. So I marked them and then I could bring them over to my bandsaw and cut them out. Now that I had all my corners cut, it was time to figure out how I was going to put this frame together. There are a bunch of different ways you could do this, but I decided to just keep it simple and I got out my Craig pocket hole jig. Then I could just drill 2 holes into the back at each corner and add some glue and screw them together nice and tight. I've done plenty of frames this way and I've never had a problem with any of them. So this thing was really starting to come along, but this is where you can make or break this thing. I grabbed my angle grinder and started sanding this all down, but I wanted to round over all the edges, and where all the corners meet, I wanted to make sure it kind of felt more natural. So I took my time just stepping up in grit and sanding down all the spots that I thought would make it look like a more like free form, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. I wanted to feel like it flowed. This right here is one of my favorite parts of any project that involves reclaimed wood. Poly. Old boards have a tendency to have a lot of character, and sealing them always brings that character out. And this frame was no different. I'm really digging this thing. It's perfectly square, but it appears a little crooked. Kind of like a Tim Burton Beetlejuice way, which I absolutely love.
Nice model!
Once that was done, I could place the mirror into the back of this frame. And I cut some 1/8 inch plywood to go right on top of the back of that piece of glass. After that, I just screwed on these things like I had on the last one to hang this up. Alright, so I posted both of these mirrors for sale on Tuesday afternoon for $150 each. I was thinking these mirrors would go extremely fast, but that's not always the case. So when Saturday came around and neither had sold, I lowered both prices to $100 so I could get them off my property as fast as possible. Could I have held out for another $50 on each of these? Probably, but I'd rather have the quick money, shop space, and an excuse to move on to my next project. So after lowering them both to $100, the one with 2 sides sold right away. The one with 4 sides is still waiting to be sold, but I'm sure it'll go at some point, and if it doesn't, I'll be bringing it to a craft fair. I still believe mirrors are one of my best sellers ever, and if you are interested in keeping it real simple and making like a nice square mirror, there's a link probably right here somewhere because I've done that video already. And if you like building other things and selling them, there's a bunch of other videos on this channel. Check them out. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. See you again. And have a good dream.
It's a me, a Mario. It's a me, a Mario.